Have you ever stopped to think about the invisible rules that shape our lives online? We talk so much about the freedom the internet gives us, but what if it's also building new kinds of walls? I want to talk about an idea I call digital Purdah. Purdah is an old tradition. It created physical separation for women, keeping them from public spaces and public life. It was about controlling who they could see and who could see them. It was about limiting their world, often under the guise of protection or honor. Now, imagine that same idea, but instead of walls made of brick, they are made of code and algorithms. That is the essence of digital Purdah. This isn't some far-off science fiction concept. It's happening right now in subtle ways. Think about it. Algorithms decide what news you see, what jobs you get advertised, who you might connect with. These systems are not neutral. They are built by people, and people have biases. Speculative fiction is so bloody brilliant. It gives us a language for things we can't quite see yet. It takes a what if and shows us the potential consequences, good or bad. Authors have been warning us for ages about how technology could be used to amplify old forms of control. Think of stories where society is managed by a central AI, or where people's lives are dictated by a social credit score. These narratives are not just wild fantasies. They are powerful critiques of patriarchal and hierarchical systems that already exist. They hold up a mirror to our own world, showing chilling futures if we aren't careful. In these imagined worlds, technology often becomes the perfect tool for enforcing conformity. We see futures where women's movements are tracked, their communications monitored, and their access to information is severely restricted by a governing algorithm that claims to know what's best for them. These stories explore a digital Purdah pushed to its extreme. A novel might imagine a world where a woman's smart home locks her in if she tries to attend an unapproved protest, or where her online access is throttled if she searches for unfeminine topics. This isn't just about privacy, it's about autonomy. It's about who gets to decide the scope of a woman's life. It is absolutely vital that we talk about how different forms of discrimination intersect. You cannot talk about sexism without also talking about racism, classism, and especially casteism. For so many women, their identity isn't just woman. It's a complex tapestry of gender, caste, race, and class. These identities create layers of experience and layers of oppression. In the digital realm, the concept of digital Purdah becomes more complicated and more dangerous. In many societies, caste historically dictated social standing, physical space, profession, and who you could interact with. Now imagine this translated online. Algorithms, trained on biased historical data, can perpetuate these divisions. They might show fewer educational or professional opportunities to women from lower caste backgrounds. They can create echo chambers where caste-based hate speech festers, targeting women who dare to speak out. This isn't a hypothetical problem. It is the lived reality for millions of women. The digital world mirrors the prejudices of the physical one, creating a terrible double bind. A woman from a marginalized caste might face patriarchal expectations from within her community and caste-based discrimination from the wider society. Platforms might silence her voice, flagging her content as controversial while allowing dominant caste narratives to flourish. To truly fight digital Purdah, we must adopt an intersectional lens and listen to the voices of Dalit women, Black women, Indigenous women, all those navigating overlapping systems of oppression. Their fight is the front line for a better internet for everyone. So after all this talk of digital cages and control, what is the alternative? How do we build something better? This is where the power of feminist imagination comes in. It's not just about pointing out what's wrong, it's about daring to dream up what could be right. Consent, equity, community care, radical inclusivity. Imagine a social media platform designed with feminist principles, code optimized for constructive dialogue and mutual understanding. Moderation would be community-led and trained to understand context, power dynamics, and intersectional harassment. Data wouldn't be a commodity to be mined. It would be a personal asset you control. This is a design choice we can make right now. We have the technical ability to build these things. Imagine educational algorithms that actively close knowledge gaps, connecting women and girls from marginalized communities with mentors and resources. Imagine gig platforms co-owned by workers, ensuring fair wages and safety. Encrypted tools that let activists organize safely. We are at a crossroads. The digital world is still young, and its future is not yet set in stone. We have a choice to make. We can either continue down the current path, allowing old prejudices of patriarchy and caste to be encoded into the invisible architecture of our lives, or we can choose a different path, to consciously embed equality, justice, and solidarity into the DNA of our technology. This is not just a technical challenge, it is a moral one. The power of a feminist vision refuses to accept the status quo. It insists a better world is possible and encourages us to imagine it into existence. It's about moving beyond merely demanding a seat at their table and starting to build our own tables, designed for collaboration, not hierarchy. These new tables, online and offline, must be built on the understanding that no one is free until everyone is free. So, what can we do? We can start by getting loud, demand transparency from tech companies. Ask who is building their algorithms and what data they're trained on, and support and amplify the voices of women from marginalized communities.